Good morning. Good morning to you all. Welcome to today's episode on child protection and welfare. The topic today will be understanding the importance of early intervention. Understanding the importance of early interventions and support services. So when it comes to child protection, early intervention is a term that signifies that proactive approach towards identifying and addressing potential issues before they get worse. So in my word here, I will say before they escalate or become entrenched. So let me explain that a little bit. Let's say you are witnessing a potential abuse happening around you towards a child. If you do something about it, for instance, you report, the child protection system come for that particular situation and intervene early. It will minimize the damage. So the earlier an early intervention takes place, the better for the safety of the child who is the victim. So that is what I'm trying to say. So when it comes to child protection, we must be active in how we intervene, in how we react, how we act, what we say and what we do. And I will always say, when it comes to trying to save a victimized child from abuse or neglect, it is always important that the whole situation is to save the child, is for the benefit of the child, it's for the safety of the child, it's for the well-being of the child. So whatever happens, if an abuse takes place or attempted abuse takes place, if it doesn't save the life of the child, it's just as good as nothing has been done about it. So early intervention will identify and address potential issues before they become worse, before they escalate and become entrenched. Okay, so the rationale behind early intervention is straightforward. The earlier we can identify and address risks or signs of abuse and neglect, the better the outcome for the child. That is what I was trying to explain in a simple form. So early intervention and associated support services will not only safeguard children, but it will also support families, the family of that child, to support them. You know what it means if you know, because sometimes I feel that some people abusing children, taking advantage of little children, don't really know what it means for you to be in a position that thing is happening to your child. I feel that some people don't know it, because if you do, you will not want to abuse a child. It's very painful. It's very painful because this is your child. So early intervention will take care of this. It will to support the family of the victims. It will comfort them to some extent, because it's very painful for your child to go through any form of abuse or at all, or for you to even lose your child. It's very painful. So some of the things that early intervention and support service will do is that they will support the families. They will also prevent potential issues from happening again. That's some of the things that early intervention and support services will render. It will prevent more intensive interventions down the road, because this thing is always very serious. It's life claiming. It claims the life of a child. Abuse sometimes, most times, tends to claim the lives of a child. So that makes it severe and intensive. So what is the essence of the early intervention? Why it is very important and why you must understand This is not things you procrastinate. It's things you take quick action. Intervene as quickly, as fast as you can. You report it as immediately. You don't think about it. You don't have to guess. A life is on the line. So in child protection, early intervention is about identifying risk or emerging issues and providing appropriate support to mitigate this risk. So this approach is both preventative, aiming to stop issues from arising, and remedial. It addresses issues that have already emerged. Those are the things that early intervention can do for a child. So there are key benefits of early interventions. This include it minimizes damage. If you intervene in attempted rape case towards a child, you will save that child from being broken, being raped, being damaged, or even being killed by the abuser. So early intervention will minimize the damage that the abuse or neglect is supposed to cause. So addressing concern promptly can prevent more severe consequences for the child in the long run. The number 2 benefit is that it promotes development. Early support can ensure that children continue to develop healthy, both emotionally and physically, despite all challenges they may face. Well, there's this word that states that a stitch in time saves 9. You don't have to wait. The number 3 benefit of early intervention is that it supports families. Early intervention often involves working with families, providing them with tools, resources, and knowledge to create safer environment for children. When you intervene, these are the things. When you and I intervene on time, early enough, these are the things that the families and these children will benefit from. So it is very important you understand why you should not condone any form of abuse happening to a child. This doesn't have to do with if it's only your child. This is beyond just your child. Any child at all. No matter how they come, where they come from, how they look, no matter the background, no matter the race. Okay. So there are spectrums of support services when it comes to how we intervene and support. There's some spectrum of support services. So in the context of early intervention, there are various and are tailored to address specific needs. And these services can range from counseling services. Yes, these counseling services is very vital for children and families, both the affected families and the non-affected families, because everyone must be counseled. Everyone must be given the knowledge to know about these things. Counseling can address emotional and psychological issues. It helps to process trauma and navigate challenges in the life of the child and the family. Another help service is educational workshops. This can be geared towards parents towards parents, honestly, towards teachers, towards the guardians, towards every adult, and then the children themselves. So educational workshop will teach them about child development. As a child grows, the child develops, is a phase for that child. So he or she is going through our own phase that will come with different behavior, different character, and all that, and the environment that that child is also exposed to. For instance, the school they go, the friends they play with, they come back to you with different kinds of things that you will have to deal with. And sometimes some of these things are negative and some are positive, that you, the adult, who that child you are in charge of, you will have to correct and screen out the negative one, then build on the positive ones. So when we educate, when parents, teachers, or guardians, or anyone in charge of a child is well educated about child development stages, this person will know how to handle any situation or any stage of the child development. It will promote positive parenting techniques and how to identify and address potential risk. So another spectrum of service is home visits. Professionals might visit homes to assess the living conditions and provide guidance on creating safer environments for children. When it comes to creating a safer environment for children, it requires a lot. For instance, we are in this country that or this economic situation that everybody is just trying to put their body and soul together with one or two things. It will be very hard for an individual who is actually struggling on his or her own to want to give a helping hand to another. Except God just wants to. That's why the Bible says that you cannot receive anything except it's from God. That means God can use anybody that's the least expected person to give you a helping hand. It has happened to me. The person I least expected was the person that helped me at that moment. Because at that point, when I look at the person's living situation, I wasn't expecting such help to come from that person, but it was God that wanted to help me, and that happened. So when it comes to creating a safer environment for children, it takes God actually, and it takes people with good heart, because at some point you will have to live to ignore your own problem and try to save a child and the family of the child. So another spectrum of support service is referral services. Referral services, it can link families to other necessary resources such as housing, financial assistance, or specialized medical care. Because when you know what a problem is, if you really know what the problem is, you will look for solution. If you intervene, you take it as if it's your own. By so doing, even if you don't have a clue, you will look for it. Like, what can we do to support an affected family, the child himself? What can you do? You will search for the information, and we live in the world whereby information is just at your fingertips. We look for it. So you see what you find. Whatever it is you search for is what you're going to find. So if you're looking for referral services, if you're looking for a way to help a family come out of financial situation, one of the things you can do is help the parents get something doing. One thing I really don't believe is, as an adult, I don't believe in that adults should be spoon-fed. So I think I believe that an adult should be taught how to fish, not just to be given fish to eat. That's for adults. But for kids, they are the one that need to be given until they are up to adult age where they can take care of themselves. So one of the things intervention, early intervention and support services can do is to help vulnerable families who are struggling financially to come out of financial situation. Because if you want to start feeding a family that is struggling, how long are you going to feed them? And some of these families, they do not understand such thing as family planning. They just keep giving birth. So, and you're trying to help, you have responsibilities. So what you can do is that get them something doing. The adults in the family, get something doing. That they can pay their house rent. You have not even go to house rent. Feed them. The level of hunger on the streets, you and I will know, we see it. Okay, for instance, in a party, let me just say in a party, come and see how people are dragging what to eat. These are adults, not to talk of children. That's to tell you that the level of hunger in this country is at its high peak. So if you can help an adult to at least have a square meal, then an adult with a child, that's what we are talking about. You get them something doing. You empower them. Their small business, you support it. So it goes beyond just giving somebody money to go and do this, do that. That money will finish. You're not actually investing, except it's emergency, like health issue. But when it comes to helping, families with children and they are vulnerable, they are struggling financially, is to help them come out of it. Not by giving them money will not resolve. Giving an adult money will not resolve the adult problem. It can only solve the then problem. But investing in them, what they can use to run their life, is what will help. So there are factors that prompt early intervention when it comes to child rights protection. So there are several signs or situations that might prompt the need for early intervention. These include observation or report of changes in a child's behavior. I have mentioned this in signs of abuse. How you can detect that the child is undergoing abuse. So it's appearing here again. You are observing the changes in the lives, in that child's behavior, the child's mood, or the school performance. These are the things that will make you want to look into the well-being of that child. Look into it. So to situations of domestic violence is one of them, if there is one, or if you know. Yes, let me say something. This thing is deep. If you know that there's a family that there is situation of domestic violence, please try to check if the children are okay. Yes, because they are not always okay. That's just the truth. They cannot be okay. It's not possible. So you need to look into it. So in this case, it's not good for the child. Early intervention is necessary. Then the support system. So even if this violence is not directly at the child, but the child is seeing it now. Or let's say they throw something on the child. Is it not affecting the child? So you look into it. Because sometimes, what pains me so much about domestic violence is that, why did you get married? Please, if you cannot even coexist, you should have just been single. Because sometimes something seems stupid to me. Why do you, what is it that is working in your head that you have to get physical when you fight like dogs in the house as an adult and you have children? Please, it's better you do not get married. Please, just stay on your own and you're going to be fighting on the street because some things are not normal. Because these things, even if the child, there are some children that I know very well. I know very well growing up. They were witnessing domestic violence in their families. So the man grew up, he was doing the same to the wife. And then the son, growing up older than me, tends to be doing same to any girl he would date. So what I was hearing would be, that is how that thing runs in the family. That's how the father used to do to the father, to the father, to the father. And so, can somebody break the record? So if you think about it, I see people are justifying it. And it's very annoying. So that is it. It will have. So the thing is that people are talking about it as if it's being justified. But the thing is that the person is actually going through some secondary traumatic effects. So they feel like that's how my daddy used to do. Now means I will beat my wife. Or there's even some women that beat there are women that abuse men too. Yeah, some of them are like some broken women have made their daughter to want to be lording over their husbands, pounds on them. So all these things they see it, so they carry it on. So it runs in this. It's a circle, 360 runs there. So the thing is that the victim now is the child they will give birth to, whoever they marry to, something that will not concern me. You go and marry to a family, they'll be pounding you like pound the yam. How is that your fault? Please. You will have to look into it. If you see it, report it. There's a child in that house. Please come on. The authorities should come on, carry that child away from that kind of environment. And you know that if sometimes these things are happening in a family that has been providing for that child, if you are to take that child to rescue that child from going through traumatic experience in life, how do you want to provide? Which life are you going to give to the child? You can see that's very challenging. So now I'm speaking to you that as an adult, every small thing you're fighting like a dog, not even a dog, like a mad dog in your house, and children are looking at you. You need to stop it. Because your child is better off with you. I'll say that over and over again. My child cannot even be better off with my sister or my brother. My child is better off with me. But if you have some issues that threaten the safety of the child, then I don't know who that child is safe with. If you cannot create an environment that is safe for your child, I don't know where else the child will be safe. Yes, because I know that very well. I went through it. I came from a less privileged family that we didn't have all. But when issues of life hit on my parents like this, losing my dad to my mom not being able to care for us, they had to take me to a family that had it all. And that is where the worst story of my life began. I was actually happy with my poor mother. I was actually happy not having things, not having good things, just managing with your poor mother alone, with your brothers. Then going to where I would think that, oh, they have it all, everything is available. But guess what? It wasn't good for me. It wasn't good for my developmental age. It wasn't good for my psychological health. It doesn't go for my emotional health. It doesn't just good. Instead, it shattered me. So that's how I would say that your child is better off with you. So this call for the need to make sure that even if it's one room you live, that is an environment. You don't have to live in a big house. You yourself as an adult, as a parent, as anybody that has a child under you, be a safe adult. Be someone that the child can run to if something is chasing that child from. If there's an external energy trying to chase that child. When you're not even someone that is safe, the child would look outside. And that is very risky. So another thing is, one of the things that would prompt early intervention is challenges faced by parents, such as substance abuse, drug addicts, drunkard. Please, the child is not safe. It's not safe. It's not safe with you. I know someone that said that he started smoking when his elder ones were sending him to go buy cigarettes. So go buy cigarette, go buy cigarette. Your brother is saying go and buy cigarette, brother is saying go and buy cigarette every day. One day you're going to test, what is brother always smoking? Yeah, let me test too. So the person started smoking. Thank God the person has stopped. Because we all know that those smokers are, I don't know how the rules to write that stuff. They are likely to die early because of lungs cancer. So that's the thing. Parents that abuse substance can't raise a child, no matter how you want to do it. Parents with mental health problems, this cannot actually be, this is a very challenging, that mental health problem can come from anywhere, from any source, things that are not even your fault. You are going through so much that it affects you. You can't really raise a child. It takes someone that is sane to raise a child, or to even look. When you are going through mental health problem, you can hardly even look after yourself. Not to talk of a child who does not understand what is happening, who needs you to care and protect. So situations like this need to be looked into. You see parents acting in some ways. Sometimes it's not that they are wicked. Something is walking them up there. They just take it out on the child. It's not wickedness. It's just an influence of something. And it needs to be looked into. See, you need to stop this habit of is a child now. Is his child now. So you need to stop that. Something is not right, it's not right. So you do something about it. Why are you always acting like this with this child? Why are you always doing this to this child? Why are you always even saying this kind of things to this child? I went for one conference, single moms conference. Is it last year or last 2 years? I could during the counseling session, a woman, if you cannot believe that this woman is damaging her only daughter because of the broken marriage she had, then the broken relationship that she has experienced with domestic violence and all that. So she now took this experience and used it to raise her daughter. We were just shaking our head. So she has to say that she tells the daughter that men are horrible. Men are not to be listened to. Men are not to be loved. Don't let the man deceive you. This, that. She used her experience to bombard the brain of the child. They ask her how old is the child. They said the child is 15. So wow. And the child is living with her. So another one is financial struggle. This can impact a child's well-being very well. We all know that it can even impact the well-being of an adult. But with early intervention and support services, like I said, it will mitigate all this. It will help. It will help. So why early intervention is why it has its merits, there are challenges in its practical implementations. So I will stop here at the challenges of early intervention, because I don't want to bombard you with so much, because what I'm talking about here is new to some people, and you will have to digest it for you to even be able to practice it. So the challenges when it comes to its practical implementation, number one is recognition. Yeah, recognition. So identifying subtle signs of potential abuse or neglect can be challenging sometimes, especially when they are not overt. They are not, you don't know about it. They are not very pronounced. They are not very, exposed for you to really know. So what means is that this person, this child, and the family just go through this thinking in their own private life, in their own, privacy, in their own house. Just them going through this thing. Nobody is recognizing what is happening. So that's one of the challenges. So they don't really know who the next helper will be. It's just like the child. You don't really know that there's domestic violence happening in the family of the child. You don't know what is happening. You don't know that, the child is being abused, being sexual abuse. It doesn't just keep happening. So nobody knows. And nobody knows about the signs that this child is going through abuse. So you cannot recognize it. So that's the number one challenges. One of the challenges, that's number one challenge that could probably occur. Number one is resources limitation. The next one is resources limitation. There may not be always sufficient resources. Yes, male, but this one, there is not sufficient resources to help children. Honestly, there's the scarcity. That's what I'm saying. For you to want to help Child Rights Foundation, knowing that those children are not your children, you have to be someone that God has touched, knowing that the resources around us is scarce. Yes, that's the reality. So it takes people with extra golden heart to want to look after a child who is not his or her own. So one of the things that limited resources will do is that you will not be able to even train professionals or fund them, fund the life of the child, fund the life of the trainings and all that, then provide infrastructures, or to also provide immediate supports. Sometimes you're not able to because you don't have it. Like in my foundation right now, I can say that we don't have the financial support to help the next child. We don't. That's why you must support us. You must support the Children Foundation. Thank God for others that are already having people helping. But it's not enough. I was watching a video of a lady too who is also into my line of profession. She bought this Christmas period now. She went to get Christmas clothes, shoes. As I was watching the video, it got to a point that some children did not get it. I said, oh God. I was like, some children didn't get this clothes, some children did not get this Christmas shoe that is very important for some children. Some of them, they never had it. And I was like, God, when I was watching the video, I was like, God, I hope she gets other people to donate and help her so that she can. But how many children can she help? You'll be calling government. I'm not sure that lady gets she always said my supporters. I've never heard that saying government. So at this point, government, we are all we have. Yes, we are all we have. And then God, not even government cannot even come. I don't like using the word the government system has failed us because they are human beings. I don't like using that word. Yes, I don't like saying they failed us. They are human beings. And human beings, it is only God that cannot fail a person. Humans, with their promises and God, they will fail you. And it has been like that right from the beginning. So, at this point, when it comes to saving children, it is we, the ordinary people, who God has touched our hearts, that really want to go after these vulnerable and traumatized, broken, shattered, and forgotten children. So when I was watching that video, I was like, God, I thought about that thing for like 10 minutes. Like, we should have another supporter to go because there were many. See, come and see queue. Because in Christmas clothes and shoes, the others didn't get it. So those are the challenges, lack of limited resources. Another one is another challenge is stigma. So some families, when a child has gone through abuse, for an individual, there are some things that will happen to you that for you to be able to come out and face the outside, just outside your house, it takes boldness. There are some things that will happen to you that you'll be so ashamed, even when it was not your fault. You'll be so ashamed, except you get knowledge to overcome. It's a traumatic experience, post-traumatic experience. If you have the knowledge to, like, number one, you have to forgive yourself. Because sometimes some people are stigmatized for what is not even their fault that happens to them. Especially things that is natural things that happens to people. So I don't know how people get to stigmatize some certain set of people for, things happening to them. How do you do that? How do you stigmatize a child that has been raped? How do you stigmatize the family of that child? And you begin to judge them. All those things. So what happens is that when they know that this will happen, they stay in their silence. They die in silence. They don't want to speak up. They don't want anybody to know. They normalize it. I was seeing a movie yesterday where the mother, she's in her 80s. She's in her 70s. I know these Chinese people, they don't get old. And the man looks 80s. The children are grown, that they were no longer in the house. At that age, in that movie, the father was still beating the mother. And this thing has been happening since when the children were in, they're just kids. So what happened about, I even got angry because the mother normalized the beating. I said, what? She normalized the beating. So that is this. Some people stay because they don't want to be judged, they don't want to be stigmatized and all that. So those are some of the challenges when it comes to how we can intervene early and save a child from being abused. So this is a take-home note for today's episode, that is that early intervention paired with robust support services plays a pivotal role in child protection. By proactive identifying and addressing concerns, we lay down a foundation for a healthier future for children and their families. As steward of child protection, embracing early intervention and advocating for comprehensive support service is our church, ensuring every child has the chance to strive in a safe and nurturing environment. So thank you very much. That is it for today. And also I also want to say that I am on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, even on TikTok. You want to partner with us, you want to support us, or you want to donate, you want to volunteer, we are open. Follow us and spread this knowledge. And also I want to say that this is November. I've been teaching this course from the beginning of this year or so, or around February or so. So this will be our last teaching for this year. We'll resume back by next year by God's grace. So thank you very much for always listening to us. We appreciate you. Please share this information for where you feel it is needed and will be appreciated, and utilize. Do have a wonderful day.